Assalamu alaikum. This is in response to the podcast that was uploaded 2 months ago on Smiletojannah, Urdu and Hindi. That is run by a British born Pakistani. The podcast was with Sahil Adeem. The title of that podcast was Sahil Adeem Exposes Real Problems in Pakistan and India. In reality, Sahil Adeem is one of the most incoherent speakers I have ever heard. He is quick at issuing, sweeping statement. In the same way, he also tends to make tall claims. Sometimes his facts and figures are completely wrong, so one needs to take whatever he says with a pinch of salt, and one needs to do research about his claims. So similarly, he repeated his claim that 82%, earlier he was accused of saying, or rather he said it himself, that 95% of women are illiterate in Pakistan, which flies in the face of reality. But interestingly, this guy does not want to do any research at all. He has an immense capacity to lie and to distort facts, and I'm just surprised that nobody tries to challenge him. His followers often ask that, why do I need to challenge his assertions and claims? Naturally, because he's just trying to misguide young people by issuing sweeping statement, making tall claims, distorting facts. That's why it's important to put the record straight. So, as far as Pakistan Institute of Parliamentary Services is concerned, their website says that female literacy is 49% in Pakistan. I'm going to share those links in comment section. Recently, Shehbaz Sharif, while addressing a gathering, he has also made this claim. So this flies in the face. But in that podcast, Sahil Adeem said that according to the government of Pakistan, 82% women are illiterate, or female literacy is 18%. So this again flies in the face of reality and the statistics given by World Bank and different institutes. But he did not bother to check. This is really very surprising, and he was very confident of asking the host to check it on Google. I'm just I'm just surprised as to why the host did not stop him there and checked it. Had he done that, perhaps his lies would have been exposed then and there. This is not the first time that he has issued a sweeping statement or distorted facts, or, in a way, uttered an outright lie. Earlier, he said about Ashraf Ali Thanvi that Thanvi has written 1400 books, with each carrying 4 to 5 volumes and 300 and 400 pages. If you start calculating, it's more than half a million, or some people might say that it's over a million pages. And you can again check, there have been books on Ashraf Ali Thanvi, but he has definitely not written 1400 books. Some people have compiled his letters, advice and other things, so which could best be described as booklets rather than books. But Sahil Adeem, clearly said that he has also this strange tendency of bragging and boasting. For instance, in one of his lectures on Allama Iqbal, he said that he can speak on Iqbal for 5 consecutive days without repeating even a single sentence. At another podcast, he was talking about some hadith or tradition or saying from the Islamic history, asserting that he could speak on that particular hadith for 5 or 10 hours. So these are the tall claims that he loves to make, and he has been doing that, and nobody is challenging him. This is really very strange. About that Allama Iqbal program, I would say that if you look at it, It's interesting to note that he only sort of recited one verse of Allama Iqbal, and that was also incorrect. He did not talk about Nietzsche or Nietzsche, you know, um, Hegel, Marx, Lenin, Bergson, and other influential philosophers who greatly influenced Allama Iqbal in the same way Rumi, Mirza Ghalib, William Wordsworth, they were other people. And what he does, like a traditional mullah, he's a traditional mullah in parents court, and what he basically does, he just takes some statement, some sentences, and then try to sort of invent some stories, and then he rotates his entire lecture around that story. So it is extremely important to understand that whenever he speaks or makes any claims, that should be taken with a pinch of salt, and that should be counter checked, because he loves to distort facts or issue sweeping statement or make tall claims. As far as the problems, real problems of Pakistan and India's are concerned, he spoke nothing. I mean, he is a sort of from the retrogressive forces of society who want to push Pakistan or India towards obscurantism. For instance, in the same lecture, he says that women should go to mosque. Mosques are their savior. So mosque is not an abstract phenomenon. It's not just walls or roof or pulpit. Mullah is there. And mullah is the most reactionary force in Pakistan and India. In India, many mullah do not want to allow women to take divorce. They are strongly opposed to the very idea of khula. I'm not talking about all mullah, but there is a section of mullah who constitute a significant majority in India. And then these mullahs, they speak against one another. It is the mullahs of these mosques who feigned sort of sectarianism in Pakistan, hurling fatwas against Shiite, against Deobandis, against Barelvis, against Wahhabis, against every sect. So they are not the part of solution. They are the part of problem. The same could be said about Indian mullahs. One of the reasons as to why Indian Muslims lagged behind in education lied in the fact that many mullah issued a fatwa asking people not to get modern education. While people like Ram Mohan Roy and certain individuals in Hindu society, they were encouraging sections of Hindu society to get modern education. And there were certain section of Hindu society that even encouraged people to learn, Arabic and Persian and Islamic history during the time of Mughals, and they made it to the highest echelon of power, capturing important ministries. For instance, one of the uh, talented Hindu made it to the highest post in finance. He was the finance minister of Akbar. And in the same way, during the time of Aurangzeb, some of the top generals were Hindus. So it was the same mullah uh, who used to make inflammatory statements from the pulpit of mosque. They were the ones who advised Muslims to migrate to Afghanistan, while they themselves did not move. The same thing. So one needs to understand that Sahil Adeem is repeating the same mantra. He has not come up with anything. He is, in a way, supporting obscurantist forces, retrogressive elements of society. He is extremely conservative. He talks about political Islam, but problem is who has not talked. Al Qaeda has talked about political Islam. Islamic State has done that. Jamaat Islami has done that. Ikhwanul Muslimin in Egypt has done that. Hizb Islami, and even once upon a time, Afghan Taliban talked about this political Islam. But the reality is that this political Islam badly affected Muslims, with prompting many Muslim to pick arms and fight. And interestingly, they fought against their own people. For instance, in Syria, Islamic State was fighting against fellow Muslim. In Iraq, Shia and Sunni were fighting. In Egypt, they toppled their own leader, plunging the country into a sort of civil war. And Libya is still grappling with the effects of that civil war. So, what I'm trying to say is that whenever this guy, Sahil Adeem, makes any tall claims, it's important that we check facts, we counter it, and we challenge him. Because in Pakistan, naturally, he can say whatever he wants in Pakistan. You have blind following. But if he visits, countries like the UK, it's important. Especially, I would especially request this guy who was the host that he should check and he should do another program on that and talking about those facts, challenging his assertion and claims.